back to
Shoes Off, Mic's On.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Liv.
And today we're going to be talking about burnout in youth sports.
Woo!
Woo! Let's start with a disclaimer.
Oh, disclaimer.
None of the stories that we are telling are
specific to anything we've experienced unless we say it is.
They're not about specific people. They're not about specific programs. They're not about specific athletes or coaches or anything like that. Yeah. It's just like general experience and our general knowledge of burnout in youth sports. Let's start with the definition. Burnout in youth sports refers to a state where young athletes experience physical and emotional exhaustion, leading to a loss of interest and motivation within their sport.
So we're just going to get right into it. We have a lot of topics to discuss in burnout because there's lots of different forms of it. There's physical, mental. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to get into it.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's begin.
First question.
What are some signs that it's more than just being tired? Loss of motivation, irritability, injuries, etc.
I feel like overall attitude. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like that makes it pretty obvious. At least
we're about to hug toes.
I have a blanket.
I do too. I just felt the presence.
I feel like it's more like an outside perspective can kind of tell when someone else is experiencing burnout. I feel like it's hard to like notice it immediately within yourself.
Yeah. I feel like
it takes longer.
Yeah, like from a coach's perspective, you can kind of tell the kids that, and we'll get into the statistics. Yeah, we'll get into those later on, but you can kind of see it more in the older athletes, like probably like 16 to 18, but it is kind of starting to get younger and younger.
Statistically speaking, 70% of youth athletes experience burnout by age 13.
Which is crazy.
And drop out of sports by age 13.
Yeah, which is crazy because like thinking that like when I was 13, like I was like, it was so different. I didn't really have like, I guess I had social media when I was like 12, but it was like Instagram and it was like ran by my mom and I was like under watch and stuff. And I think a lot of it can come from social media and like comparing yourself to others at your age. Cause obviously like there's 9-year-olds with double fulls and like already 5 summit rings. And I'm just like, that's crazy. So I think it's getting worse as it's social media and things are progressing. But yeah, like from a coach's perspective, you can just kind of see the kids that come into the gym, they're either late to practice, but they used to be the kid that would come in 30 minutes before and tumble on the track nonstop.
Yeah.
Or they'd always like have their cutest bow in, but like now they come in with like a low pony, sweatshirt on, like you can just tell they don't care.
Yeah, like unprepared. Like whenever I'm here. Like,
so that's like a sign of it is like when you kind of start to see that happen, like just even in just like what they're wearing, what their attitude is like, who they're talking to, like if they're even talking at all. Like some of the kids like that used to be like the biggest yappers will just kind of like stand in the back and not talk.
Like they don't want to they're just like, I'm here, when can I leave?
Yeah.
Sort of a thing.
Yeah, or like I don't know, you could, like, when they're stretching with their friends and all they're talking about is boys and what they are excited to do this weekend. But, like, you see the little ones and they're talking about, oh, my God, I'm so excited for this competition. And I got my back handspring in class today. And I got my bow and arrow. Like, you can just see it.
Yeah, which is sad. It's like the other ones at one point were the same way.
Yes.
And now they're not. Just so sad to see.
Yeah, it is sad. So I think it's just, like, you see it. I think you see it more as a coach than you did as an athlete because as an athlete, I think I was like, oh, my friend is just having a hard day. But as a coach, you kind of start to see the one, like, you know your kids better than anyone besides, like, their parents and family. But you're with them 2 days out of the week, sometimes more, and you get to know them and, like, their personalities and stuff. And when there's even, like, a slight decline, you're just like, what's wrong? Like,
well, I feel like also the kids that are in the gym, like, I know it's great when kids are in the gym, like, 5-6 days a week, but, like, eventually, like, over time, it, like, you can't do that to yourself. You can't be doing the same thing or the same, like, being in that environment 7 days a week and not doing anything else. Like, eventually, like, it's just gonna...
You have to have an off day. And
a rest day. A rest day, an off day, something else to do other than cheerleading or whatever sport you're in. I mean, you just, like, burnout. Yeah. Like, it's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yeah, so. For sure. Another one you see is the, like, feeling guilty about not being obsessed with cheer 24/7. The kids that don't want to come in and be in the gym 24/7. They don't want to do open gym. They don't want to do privates. They don't want to be in classes. On competition days, they just come for their performance, and then they just kind of chill in the hallway. Yeah. And, like, no kid, not every, like, you can tell the kids are, like, on TikTok, and they follow, and they know BSB Stunt and Midnight's Dance and this and that. And then, like, the kids that are just, like, I'm just here to tell, and, like, that's not a problem, but I think you can tell sometimes they're like, well, I'm not less than you because I don't know that stuff. Yeah. But to someone else, it's kind of just like,
they could feel that way.
Yeah, it's like, why don't you like Midnight?
Yeah, and you're like, I do. I just have other things in my life that I also care about.
Which is totally okay, and I think a lot of people forget that it is okay.
Yeah, and you don't have to be like I don't know. Some people want to have one thing that, like, devours their whole life and doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah.
So.
Like, for me, cheerleading is life. And I love cheerleading. But I've had a lot of friends in cheer that they're just, they were done. And when they were done, that was it.
I feel like right now, for me, I'm, like, because cheer was my entire life for, like, 15 years, that now that I'm coaching, like, I feel like I get a life. Like, I get cheer and I get a life. And it's, like, the best feeling because I don't feel guilty about doing things outside of cheer because, you know, I have to. I have to work and I have to, you know, have... Did you see that? Yeah. I just bonked myself. And I have to, you know, there's things I have to do outside of cheer. And I feel like now that I'm a coach, like, it's okay. And, like, I don't have to be, like, worried, like, oh, no. Like, God forbid I... do something, you know, do something else, you know, but, so, it's kind of fun as a coach.
What causes burnout in all-star cheer?
I can think of 3 things, maybe 4, maybe more, off the top of my head.
My first one would be, there is basically no off-season in all-star cheer.
That's a hard one.
That's a big one, as an athlete and a coach, because you have tryouts in May.
Summit ends in April/May.
Summit ends in April and May. We go to Youth Summit, which is in April, but then, like, D2 Summit and Summit is in May. You come back, barely even unpack your suitcase. As coaches, we meet for tryouts, like, that week. And then tryouts are usually, like, end of May. And then you have summer practices and choreography and all this stuff. And it's, like, and then... it's October, it's like full out season, and then it's November, comp season, you're right back into it. And it's like there's no real, like, month of zero practices, zero anything. No. And I think that's hard. Honestly, any age, it's hard because, like, as a kid, you want your summers, you want to go hang out with your friends. As a teenager, you're in high school, like, it's like your last, like, your summer going into senior year, and, like, it's like your last one here, and you want to hang out with your friends, but, like, you've practiced and you have to miss a bunch of stuff. And then as a coach, like, we can take vacations, but, like,
but I also can't imagine being a parent and trying to plan, like, a family vacation or a family reunion or whatever, seeing family from out of town, and you're like, sorry, like, my kid has practice every single day, like,
or I can't pay for a vacation.
That too.
Life savings goes to cheer. Like, it's so hard for everybody involved because there's no off season.
The timeline is really tricky.
And, like, I'm okay with I've accepted it. I'm okay with it, but there is times where I'm just like, oh, I wish I could just, like, go to Italy for 3 weeks and, like, not have a text come through about someone needing something or
something happened at the gym or something going on in the cheer world. I agree. So I think that's a big one. I think another one is just, like, pressure from parents and from other athletes and from coaches sometimes, like, pressuring kids into getting skills or into I don't know, like, progressing faster, which I feel like now as, like, a staff community, a coaching community, I feel like we've kind of dialed back on that a little bit and like been more like regulated with like how quickly a child should progress. But there's still people like parents and family that don't quite understand how that works necessarily, and that like the mental toll it takes on a kid, especially a younger kid, when you're trying every single day to have them get a new skill or like learn one skill.
My kid has to fly, and there's no other option for her. She cannot base, and it's like, yes, she can, like,
like,
or he can, like, I think a lot. I've seen it and talked to athletes where it does come from the parents, and it's like, I pay this much money for you, and you're not going to try, like.
Right, that's a big one too. But also I feel like that's also like when you get older, that's just like self-guilt.
Yes.
Like that's just, your parent doesn't even have to tell you that. You know how expensive it is. And you know that if you're not doing well or your team loses or whatever happens, like you kind of feel guilty. Like, oh, we spent all this money to travel to this competition, or we spent all this money on privates and I'm not even, throwing the skill or whatever. So I think it's just like a subconscious guilt.
Yeah. And I think, like, parents, it's also sometimes like the parents get competitive too, like with each other and with each other's kids, and it's like my kid made J4 this year and yours only made J2, like, but why is that an insult? Like, that was my kid's skill level, and that's okay. That's good. I'm proud of her. Like, and the kids feel it, the coaches feel it, and I think like you said, we've done a good job as coaches to like you said, like dial back on that, because and I think it comes from us being athletes. We were the kids that were like, you have to have this skill by this time. You have to have your needle to be able to fly. Like, we get it. So, and I think it causes burnout, and it also, that's what causes like mental blocks. Like, I have to throw this. I have no other option.
Forcing yourself, and then you just, absolutely.
Yeah. My next one would be, I kind of talked about it earlier, but like comparison on like social media and within
I was going to say like
gym.
Body image.
Yes. Like comparing body image, also skill set, because like the kids here, like not all our 9-year-olds have doubles and whip throughs and stuff, but they're seeing like cheer athletics and stingrays and like other gyms, and like they're seeing these kids that have all these skills, and like it's like, all I have is a back handspring by 9 years old, and that's fine too. Like, you see all this and you're like, well, what am I doing wrong? And you're not doing anything wrong. Like, every kid, every person, everyone progresses so differently that it's like, you compare yourself, and same with body image. Like, that flyer is just built different than me, and it's hard to see, I think, especially with the age group now. Senior teams have these little flyers, but like back in the day, they were like the same size as their bases. Yeah. And it's like,
well, and also the way that younger kids, they just act older now. They do things like, when I was 13, I was like, I don't know, shopping at Justice. And like playing with, I don't know, maybe not Barbies, but like.
When I was 13, my Instagram name was That Bow Girl. Because of cheer bows.
Mine was something like something like that
Sparkle
too.
Glitter Queen.
Yeah,
like,
and it's like these 13-year-olds now are shopping at like,
Zara.
Like like all these like crazy stores that I'm shopping at.
Yeah,
and it's just like, and I think that I mean that's obviously come a lot from social media and like the way people think, or younger kids think that they have to be now, because of like that's just like how their age group is. But I think it, like, translates into cheer also, with just, like, how a 9-year-old has to act like a 15-year-old.
Yes.
Things like that.
And with the age group stuff, like, you can be 12, or is it 13? I think it's 12. You can be 12 on a senior team. With the senior team, you can be 12 and 18. Yeah. And, like, an 18-year-old...
Technically 12 and 19.
Yeah, 12 and 19.
If your birthday falls on the right date.
A 18-year-old is not hanging out with the same people, doing the same thing on the weekend as the 13-year-olds are. But the 13-year-olds kind of feel like they have to keep up and like be with the cool, like, older kids.
They grow up too fast.
Yes.
Stay little.
Stay little if you learn anything from us.
Enjoy being a child.
Yeah. I think that's a big one.
Yeah.
I think another one too, which I guess kind of goes into pressure and comparison, is the pressure and everything to make it onto like a world's level. And because like there's 16-year-olds that are already world champions. There's 12-year-olds that are already world champions.
Yes.
But, like, for me, like, that just wasn't in the cards for me. Yeah. And, like, I lived in Sonoma County. I lived 2 hours away from the nearest gym with a world's team. And I didn't want to go. I loved Fierce. And, like, Fierce was my home. Fierce was family. Like, I had no desire. And I accepted. I was like, and maybe one day Fierce will have a world's team and I will get to go with them. And I hope we do. But, like, it just, my journey was not I stopped at level 4. I worked on my twisting and stuff, but that's just how I progressed. That's where I went. And I wasn't disappointed in it. I was proud and happy to be where I am. But then you see these, like I said, you see these 12-year-olds and they're on worlds teams and stuff. And you kind of have to be like, oh, well, I want to go to worlds one day. And, like, yeah, it's kind of like, oh, well, I mean, like, you have to think realistically, like.
Yeah, but these kids are 9 and they're looking ahead, like, like, way into the future. And it's just like, or not, maybe they will twist by 10 years old. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. But, like, I mean, when I started cheer, I didn't know what a world's team was. Probably until I was, like, 10. Yeah. Or 11. Like, it just wasn't, like, the program I was at was so small, and we were just, like, very, like, local competitions, that it just wasn't, like, I had no idea who Senior Elite was, or, like, World Cup at all. But, and it's crazy because, like, these kids that start cheer, like, on Tinies, they're aware. Their parents are aware of these world's teams, and it's just, like, it seems like it's everyone's goal.
Yeah. And I think you see kids, and you're like, you're going to be on Black Ops one day. You're going to be on Senior Elite one day, and it's, like, that's not everybody's journey, and that's okay. That's like, you can end where you end and still be proud of all that you've accomplished, even if you just went to 5 jams comps in your years, or
love jams.
Like, love jams. Like, anything you do is your journey, and you shouldn't compare it to someone else's, because everyone's story is so different. Yeah. Which is fun. Like, that's the beauty of life, is that, like,
well, that's what makes it kind of fun too, is, like, talking to people and listening to how you were in the same sport, but things were so different. Yes. And you could be, like, hours away from each other, and your stories could be completely opposite, which is, I think, kind of cool. Yeah. And there's, like we in Sonoma County, we have a lot of rec teams, and there's, like, a lot of kids on these rec cheer teams, and it's, they're not interested in All-Star, but they're still cheering, and they're still, like, they still have fun with it. And, like, for some of them, their dream is to just make an All-Star level 1 team. Like, everybody's so different. I think that's what makes cheer so special, is we have a place for everybody. Yeah. Yeah, there's never not a place for somebody.
Is hustle culture hurting cheerleaders?
What is hustle culture?
Like, practice 4 days a week, 5 hours.
Oh, like, really overdoing it.
Overdoing it. Like,
yes.
Is it hurting cheerleaders?
In my opinion, yes. Yeah. I just think the expectation for these young kids is, well, actually, even older kids, I think it's a little bit too high. Like, a world's team, I fully understand. Yeah, that's the commitment you're signing up for. But if you're just signing up for your average youth, junior, senior, 1 through 4, like, I don't think that, I don't know. I think practice time is practice time, but I also think it's just as beneficial for outside time. And if you practice 2 days a week, and maybe you do a third day of privates and lessons and stuff, I think that's perfectly fine. But I think the structured practice days for teams shouldn't exceed more than 2, maybe 3 during comp season.
I think it's hard because you see the kids that have, like, 7 privates a week and are doing, like, that is amazing, and, like, power to you if you can. But you can kind of see in the kids that, like, it hurts them sometimes because they don't get a minute to rest. I also can't imagine, as a parent, driving my kid to do all that stuff for 4 hours a night every single day of the week. Like, and a lot of our parents, like, they'll go to Target or Trader Joe's or do whatever, or sometimes they just sit in their car for 4 hours. And I'm like, the ones that have, like, another kid or 2 other kids or 3 other kids, like, they're literally here 4 hours just sitting in their car. Like, some can't go home because they live kind of far. So it's like, I can't imagine as a parent, like, missing out on my kid's baseball game.
Right.
Missing out
your other
on
kid.
An open house for school, like, or just a date night with my husband or wife or whatever. Like, I can't imagine, like, missing out on that as a parent because I need to take my kid to cheer.
You need to take one of your kids to cheer, hypothetically, if you have more than one kid, to cheer. Yeah. No, that would be insane.
But I do also see the side of, like, the kids that, like, that's, like, I get the kids that cheer is their safe space.
And but you need a balance. And
you do
in my opinion, I think you need a balance. Because I think that, I mean, perhaps from experience, if there is no balance, you kind of get to the end of, like, your high school and, like, your career and you just feel lost. Because you haven't explored any other outlets for anything. Yeah. And so you kind of feel, like, lost. And I don't think that that's, like, a good thing to, like, I don't know, for people to have to go through. Yeah. And, like, to try to figure that out.
I think as they get older, too, it's hard because when you're, like, a senior and junior in high school, like, you're missing prom for Summit. You're missing your senior night. You're missing senior ditch day. Like, you have to make the sacrifice of missing so much that, like, yes, it's a silly thing, but it's, like, a monumental moment, and it's fun, and, like, you get to be with your classmates, and you get to go prom dress shopping. Like, you don't get to do that if you have practice on Saturday and then Summit the next day or next week. Like, and you don't, in the moment, you're like, it's fine. Cheer is life. This is what I want. But then you look back in 20 years, and you're like, well, dang. Yeah.
I mean, unless you win.
Unless you win, then I would be
then
like,
that's the only time
whatever.
I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but
if you don't win, then
that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. It's hard.
It's also hard as a coach, though, like, knowing you're taking away their life experience. I feel like we really tried to be like, you can use this skill in and outside of cheer. Like, this is not just a skill. You can use, like, a life skill.
Like, I'm like, remember, there are numbers past 8.
Yeah.
Do not forget that.
That's funny.
Yeah. Like, I know. I think there is stuff you can use.
There is music outside of cheer. Might not be good, but...
Another thing is when pushing through stops being admirable and it starts being harmful. So, like, pushing through an injury or something that happened at home.
I think this is the number one most toxic thing in cheerleading is the injury culture, personally. Just because there isn't, like, yes, like, you get injured, your doctors are going to tell you, take time off, don't do that. But it's just, like, I feel it is just, like, engraved into everyone in the cheer community's brain that, like, oh, the doctor said take time off, but, like, I'm in cheer, I can't. Yeah. And it's like, no, no, that's not really how it works. Like, I mean, I feel like from personal experience on both our ends, and most athletes, just being told, like, you have to take time off is, like, not mentally an option for you, and, like, it should be, probably. Like, it's, like, that's, like, the normal thing to do is to take time off when you get injured.
I can talk kind of from experience. I've told my toe story.
There we go.
But I had, starting when I was like 11 or 12, I started to get really bad knee problems. And I went to the doctor. There wasn't any tears or anything, but basically like, what was happening was, and any doctors out there, please don't quote me. I am not a medical professional. I could be saying all of these terms wrong. Don't come for me.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. When I was like 11 or 12, I went, my cartilage was grinding. So basically, like, going like
I've heard of this before.
And it was withering away in my knees. And I was not even a teenager. Yeah. Then my tissue started spreading. And then there's fluid buildup in my knees. And then one year, I was really bad at front tumbling. And I did my punch fronts terribly wrong. And I would always basically sit my butt to my heels when I landed. And I have a slight tear in my meniscus. So from age 12 to, if I were to cheer today, I would still do it, 23. I wore a knee brace. And the doctors was like, you don't have, like, you're basically going to, we can't tell you to stop cheering because you don't need surgery. You basically just need rest. Like a full few months of not doing anything on your knee. And I was like, well, that can't happen. So, yeah. And I'm now finding, as I've gotten older, I will most likely need a knee replacement by, like, my 40s. Yeah. I can't bend down all the way. My knees crack all the time. they get swollen. I can't walk for too long. I can barely run on them. Like, my knees are terrible, and I'm only 23. Mm-hmm. And, like, I have problems with my back and my wrists, and, like, I crack when I move and do something. Yeah. And it's like, maybe had I had more time to rest my body, I wouldn't be in this situation. Yeah. But, I mean, that was also a choice I made. I loved it. But it was also a choice I made because I was like, well, my spot's going to get taken if I don't do my tuck, so I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah. And it was like, it's kind of sad that you have to think that way, but on the other side, that is the sport, but also that's sad that we're withering away our bodies.
Yeah. There's like two sides to it. I feel like I was pretty lucky when it comes to injuries. I never really had, and every time I say this to like a non-cheerleader, they're like, what do you mean? But my worst injury was like a concussion. And I would be like, oh, I've had a few concussions. They're like, you've had a few concussions?
There's so many athletes that are like, yeah. And like they wear helmets when they do baskets.
Yeah, but people are like I say it so casually, like, oh, I've had a few concussions. And other people outside cheerleaders think that's like the most insane thing, like to have a few concussions. Mm-hmm. But having that be like your only injury, I feel like is lucky. I never like had a broken bone. But, well, that's a lie. But, from cheer. Anyways, but the only time I ever like took time off for a concussion, other than like maybe a day to like the day of, you go home and you rest and like you don't like really do much for like a day or two. But I got in a car accident and I had a really bad concussion, and that was the only time that I actually took like I think I took like a week and a half off of cheer. And that was the only time that I took time off for an injury. Yeah. And it was crazy because when I went back to cheer, I was like, I feel like I knew how to do nothing. I'm like, I haven't taken this much time off of cheer in so long. I'm like, my body like forgot. Like I was like, what? Like it was so weird getting back into it. But it's like that should perhaps be normalized, like taking the appropriate time to recover from an injury. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Just a thought.
And we can kind of talk about, we'll have another episode one day about like our summit journey this year. Mm-hmm. But we had an athlete who broke her ankle 4 days before we left for summit. And she so badly was like, can I compete? I want to compete. No. Like, absolutely not. And it's like, I admire, I don't admire, but I get.
The dedication was there.
Yes. Like I totally respect wanting to. And she had so much passion and was like so heartbroken by it. But at the same time, like that could have messed you up for life with your ankle.
They're still growing at that age. Yes. So it's like you don't want to have an injury.
We didn't let her compete, by the way.
Yeah, no.
She did not compete.
She didn't compete. But having an injury when you're that young, yes, you're like growing and your body can heal faster and everything. But if I feel like if it's healing incorrectly, then it just causes more damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Like because I wore a knee brace from 12 to 18, my knee now depends on a knee brace when I do anything. Mm-hmm. Like I go for a run, I can't go the whole time because I need a knee brace. And like we'll go stunt sometimes, and the next day I'm like, I can't get out of bed. Like it's crazy how much it like wears and tears on your body, but it's so fun. And it's like in the moment, I'm sore, this hurt, I'm tired. That's part of cheerleading. That's what you're taught. That's the beauty of it.
Another big one that, well, I mean, it's not really a big one, but I don't like to scare the kids, but I will tell them more when it comes to the flexibility side of cheer. I feel like it used to be like a big thing, like you had to be super flexible, like pushing kids into splits. Yes. Like that was just like a thing that like a very long time ago, like not current. But like flyers like had to be flexible and you had to be the most flexible. But like stretching your body to like extreme levels when you're still growing is very dangerous. You can like especially if you are stretching things unevenly. If you are stretching one side more than the other, one side you will start growing crooked. Yeah. And I always tell all of the flyers that I work with, because everyone favors for back flexibility, it's always typically the left leg. And I'm like, you have to stretch your right leg. And they're like, oh, but that side's bad. I'm like, you're going to grow crooked.
Yeah, that's a big phrase. And, well, this is my bad side. Yeah. You shouldn't have a bad side.
Yeah, I'm like, well, then you should probably work on that. Yeah. But there's a very well-known cheerleader out there that is currently experiencing extreme scoliosis cheer, like, from cheer. Like, not genetic, not anything, like, specifically from cheer. And she flex on both sides, so I don't know, like, how much it relates to her being flexible on one side versus the other, but just the extreme flexibility and, like causing damage to her body, like, long-term, like, spinal surgery, which is,
and
like,
I'm
it's
sure
so
there's
sad.
so many others that, like, we just don't
Absolutely.
know about, but it's like,
but she's the most
the
most online.
Yeah, it's like it's, and when you kind of, like, I've been to the ER before for stuff, for I've broken my thumb, concussions, stuff like that, and they always say, like, the ER nurses I've always been with, oh yeah, the worst injuries I've seen have come from cheerleading.
Yeah, statistically. Not to bring up my statistics.
One time I fell on my face, and in a routine, I was tumbling and I fell in my tuck, and I put my hands down. And the number one rule you're told in cheerleading when you're tumbling or falling in anything, you can't put your hands down because you can snap your wrist, elbow, all the things. I put my hand down like this to cover my face, and they thought I broke my arm just because of the way I landed, but I got up and was fine. And then I was, like, stunting, and I did my pass again, and then all of a sudden my thumb was, like, tingling, and I held it up, and it was, like, the size of a grape. And Ramon was like, and for some reason, my mom was in there that day. I think she was, like, talking to someone, and so he, like, went and got my mom, and I wasn't, like, crying. I think I was 14. I wasn't, like, crying or anything, and I was just, like, and I had dislocated my thumb, and
that's my biggest fear.
I had a rug burn on my face, and my first question to the doctor was, when can I go back to cheer?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you see. Like,
it's always, I have a competition, or when can I, practice this tomorrow, can I go?
Yeah.
Like, when it, like.
Another time, I didn't get injured from this, but I was working on my layouts, and I bailed in the middle of my layout, and I, like, literally, in a layout, you're, like, straight, and I literally just went straight down on my head, and Jaden said, you all right? I said, yeah. He said, do it again.
That's what happened yesterday.
Yeah. Well, because you can get a mental, like, if you do that, and you don't kind of go, like, if you're okay, as long as you're okay, if you don't kind of go, like, right away, your mind just starts playing tricks on you. So I went again. And
it's like, give us stunt falls.
Yeah.
Get back up.
Yeah.
Well, if you're fine.
Get back up. If you're okay.
Cheerleading is responsible for 65% of catastrophic injuries among females.
Ow.
65%. Between. Yeah.
But we are working to lessen that number.
And that's, like, specifically talking about, head injuries and spine injuries.
If your doctor says take a break, take a break. Our next topic is signs it's time to take a break. Skipping practice mentally, even when you show up physically. I think we kind of touched on that in the beginning, of, like, the kids that show up and they're just kind of not fully there.
Yeah.
I think you see it more in the older kids. I think I always say how much I love coaching youth because we cover our youth team, but I also do coach a junior team this year, but they are on the younger junior side, so
they're, like, recent youth.
Yeah. And you see, but I always say I love coaching youth because they are still so little that it is still fun to them, and it's just like a fun. My mom signed me up for this cool sport where I wear a sparkly uniform and flip around. Yeah. But they're also starting to get at the age where they're taking it seriously, and they're like, whoa, I love this. This is going to be my life. Like, so that's why I love youth. But senior, you kind of see the kids that there's this side of the kids that are like, this is my life. This is what I want to do. I'm going to cheer in college. Now there's that pro cheer thing. Like, yeah, there's kids that are like, this is my life. This is what I want to do. But then there's kids that are like, I want to go to this party. Yeah. I want to go to prom.
Like, I need to come to practice late because I have this school thing, which is like, you do you.
Yeah. So I think it's, as a coach at least, it's definitely easy to tell where everyone stands. But I think as a coach, you can also take the time to sit with that athlete that's struggling and be like, do you need a break? Like, be on it.
It's like you don't want to coach a kid that doesn't want to be there.
No.
Because that not only is wasting their time, but it's also wasting your time and the team's time.
I'd rather you sit here and tell me, I can't do it anymore. I'm done.
Yes. Then hold it in for 6 months and then have an explosion.
Crying before or after practices. A big thing as an athlete you need to do, if you're going home crying or dreading going to practice, you need to communicate to a coach you're comfortable with, a teammate you're comfortable with, or the gym owner, your parents for sure. Like, communicate what you are feeling, because if you hold it in, it's just gonna like tear you apart and nothing will get better from it. You have to communicate it, because like I said, like, it's just gonna break you down. You're going to hate cheerleading, and it's really sad to see the kids that like just they're like they post, like, I haven't seen it from any kids at Fierce, but like I've seen on TikTok from like other gyms and stuff, they like post TikToks and it's like, the coach made me lose my love for this sport and I quit. And it's like, did you try and communicate to somebody what you were feeling, or did you hold it in or go gossip with your friends about how much you hate it? Like 9 times out of 10, if you can communicate what you're feeling, there's like your gym owner will help you and will be there for you.
There's
and
people that can help you. It's a lot of athletes, I feel like they feel like what they're feeling, they're the only ones feeling it, either like at all or just in that moment, and they don't feel like they can communicate that to anybody. But it's like, if there's someone you're comfortable, like, tell them about it. Like, and if it's not your parents, that's not your parents, so that's fine. If it's not your friends, it's not your friends. Like, as long as there's one person that you feel like you can talk to about it, like, get it off your chest. Tell someone. Because then also I think talking about it and not keeping it in helps you see it better, and like gets that emotion part of it out of the way and lets you think more logically, like, about what's going on, and not think from such an emotional perspective, because I think that also, like, is kind of where a lot of disconnect happens, is like people react out of emotion, and they and it just it goes further than it needs to, just because it's more emotional and less logical.
I think also don't hold it in so long and then like explode and quit and be like, I hated it so much. Well, you didn't tell me you were feeling that way. I could have helped you. I could have tried to help you. Like, communicate before it gets to that point.
I think even I personally am guilty of doing that. I mean, I was more like, I would say I'm guilty for doing that. But also, it's hard when you're younger. Like, you don't know necessarily how to, as you get older and you get to like the senior division, like you understand a little more like how to communicate. But when you're younger, you don't know, like, you don't know what they're feeling, what they mean, or like what's going on, and so then you just like cry. Which is so sad. But I mean, as long as you have someone to talk to about it.
Definitely communicate. Don't hold it in.
It's only gonna make it worse.
Burnout from the coach's POV. Feeling responsible for an athlete's mental health. I can say from experience, I've had moments in my coaching career where I'm like, I was really hard on them tonight. I shouldn't have raised my voice like that. I shouldn't have made her do another rep. Like, I think everyone has those moments where you're like, did I go too far? Like, did I do too much? And I think I'm starting to learn, and each year I learn something new, and I learn and I grow, and I really try to, like, I never want to seem like I'm like, I know it all, because I don't. Nobody does. You could be a 50-year-old coach and you're still learning. Like, and I think that's the fun and beauty of All-Star Cheer, is that like you get the opportunity to learn and grow.
Everything changes every season. Like, you truly cannot keep, if you're not involved with it, you can't keep up with it.
Like, I think I've definitely had times where I'm like, and I've literally, as a coach, have apologized to my team. I shouldn't have raised my voice. I shouldn't have made you condition like that. Like, I do apologize and take accountability, because not only am I doing that for myself, I'm teaching them. Like, these are 10-year-old kids. Learn how to take accountability. Like,
yeah.
And
even if you don't notice it in the moment, recognizing it after the fact is just as, you know.
So I think I've gotten a lot better at that, but I've definitely been in those shoes where I'm like, I took it too far, and like, I wish I hadn't.
But it's good you're apologizing, because I feel like I've had experiences as an athlete with coaches where they raise their voice, or something happens and they whatever, and I'm like I didn't think that was an appropriate reaction to what happened, and then there's no apology ever to follow up, and so then I just like the image I have of that person is just like angry yelling. Like I don't have like, I don't know, like an apology to be like, oh well, they recognized like it wasn't right for them to do that, even if it was out of pocket or whatever. So I feel like at least apologizing and recognizing it is better than not saying anything.
Yeah. You know? I think we're very lucky at Fierce because she's one of the most easy people and like loving people to talk to. And I think when you as a coach are feeling like frustrated or upset about something, you can go to her and she'll tell you like you're in the wrong here. Yeah. But here's what you can do better. Like she's never just going to make you feel bad about what you did. Like she's going to tell you like, yeah, you shouldn't have done that. But here's how you can do it better next time. Like a parent. Yes. Like a Jen is our mom. Parent. And I really love that about Fierce because I have seen other, just like on social media and stuff, like videos of like these coaches like cussing and screaming and doing all this stuff. And I'm happy to say that like we know we're not allowed to do that. And we would never want to do that.
No, absolutely not.
And we have a good culture at our gym that where like
that type of behavior is not accepted. It's not welcomed nor accepted.
Yeah, like we can all talk to each other and talk to Jen and talk to our kids. Like we're all just very close. So
we're very lucky. Yeah, feel blessed, truly.
Another thing from the coach's POV is the pressure to always innovate routines or outdo last season.
Truly, it's exhausting. It is exhausting, but it's kind of fun.
It is. It's like a challenge.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. I'm about to get the worst cramp in my calf, and I can feel it coming.
Flex your foot. Flex your foot. Flex your foot.
I need to extend before I...
Okay, while she's doing that, I love the challenge that comes with, like, what can we do better this year? It's fun for me. I don't get burnout from it. I don't really get like frustrated from it. I think what kind of comes with, excuse me, have to readjust.
This couch is very sinky. You just slowly start sinking down into a
as you saw in our second episode,
down position. I could fall asleep here.
Yeah. I think something, at least kind of coming off of last season actually, as a coach, when you have those teams that are so close and, like, you put your heart and soul into those teams and, like, you make so many memories, they bonded so perfectly from the start. Going into another season, you're kind of like, well, how is anything ever going to compare to that? But that's the beauty of cheerleading is, like, you make it happen.
It's a challenge.
Yeah. How can I get a team to bond, all my teams to bond that way? Like, it worked out so well. It was successful. What did we do that we can continue to do?
Look back and be able to be like, oh, we did this, like, let's try that. But not every kid's the same either, though. Right. So you have to, not everything is going to work the same for every single team. Yeah. And that's kind of fun, too.
And also, like, the size. Like, last year, we had 5 more people on the team than we do this year.
So which is like, over full stunt group. So, like, it makes it doesn't sound like a lot, but it, like, makes a difference.
Yeah, like, this year we have 3 stunt groups. And
no, we have 2.
2 full stunt groups, 3 partner stunts. And it's like there's 10 of them, and they're gonna have they're gonna have to be close. What are we gonna do as coaches to lead them to that point? And same with our junior 3 that I coach is bigger than that, but it's like, how do we build that bond? And I don't get too much from the choreography side of things. I think that's fun. I think the bonding is fun too, but I think the bonding and the team stuff is like, at least at the end of the season, I'm like, dang, I'm going to miss that team. I'm not going to get that back, but what can I do to
There is a video on my TikTok account of me and Liv bawling our eyes out with the whole team at Summit last year.
With the parents, too.
Which those moments are, like, they're hard because they're so sad because it's the end of the season. But it's also so exciting because you get to see, like, what happens next.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a cliffhanger.
I know.
Like, it's like, this is the end. It's like the end of a chapter, but you don't know what's going to happen in the next chapter.
Yeah. I think, too, we find such... we went into the season so excited for this challenge because we made it into the winner's circle last year. We got bronze out of 41 teams. And I think it's like, oh my God, like we're right there. We can do it. So I think this year we're we're so excited because it's like, it's there. Yeah. I know it's there. Like we can do it.
Yeah, like we're capable of doing something like that.
So I don't get too much. I find it fun. I do know some coaches that are like I think for example, we had a routine, your Royal Army. As Fierce as a whole, that was probably one of the best teams routines we've seen in Fierce's history. It was just so beautiful.
The entire team, though, we were all super senior.
Yes.
Like, we were all senior age seniors.
It was built so well.
Yeah.
And if I was the coach of that, I'd be like, how do I outdo that? Yeah. But again, that's kind of a fun challenge.
But it was interesting, though, because we did so well all season, and then you get to Summit, and we barely make it to day 2. We were in 10th.
Yeah.
On day 1 because we didn't think we were gonna make it, and then we made it to day 2 and we ended in 9th. So it's like it's interesting to see, like, that's another story how like competitions work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then going from that and being like, well, I thought that was the best, but like,
right,
maybe it wasn't. So what can I do to actually be
the best,
and not just what I thought. But
yeah. Burnout in choreography season and during comp weekends. I don't get burned out during comp weekends. I get tired.
I just get sleepy.
I get tired. But the only time I've luckily never really felt burnout as a coach. I've definitely felt, I wish I could take a vacation. I wish I could spend more time with my boyfriend and my family and go do things. But I'm not, like, regretting going to cheer.
No.
Like, I do get to, and I'm lucky enough to have another coach that we can do these things, but
yeah. Our competitions feel like a vacation sometimes.
I love our competitions.
The only time when I feel like, and it's not even burnout, just like a little bit of, I think it's just like, exhaustion is when last year we had 3 competitions in a row, and it wasn't necessarily exhausting, but it was financially exhausting.
Yeah.
Traveling for, it felt like 3 weeks, a month straight.
We'll also preface your work week is weekends.
At the time, my work week was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It was Thursday to Monday. So when we would go out of competition, and if it was out of town, we would leave Thursday or Friday. So I was working, like, 1 day a week, which was just, like, terrible. It's been adjusted since then, but it was just, like, exhausting knowing that, like, we were going to another competition, yay, but also, like, I have no money, and there is no money in the near future.
So I think I don't get burnout from competitions. I do in the summertime. In the summertime it's not burnout, but I'm like eager for competitions to start.
Yes,
it's like I'm
anticipation.
I'm like, can we just get through this? Like, I'm ready. Can we be hitting our full outs already and, like, do all this stuff? But then when it hits to, like, November, I'm, like, grateful for the time we had.
Yes.
So I love it. I think this year I'm coaching 2 teams and helping out with another team. So I signed myself up for that.
She's got her hands full.
But
nonetheless,
this is what I want to do. Like, I want my life to be cheerleading, and that is my choice.
And that's what it is.
And that's what it is.
Cheerleading.
Yeah. Do you still love cheer, or is it just what you've always done?
Oh, that's a fun question.
That's a deep question.
That's hard, because I feel like it was like a hobby, a hobby turned passion turned lifestyle.
That's a great way to put it.
Like, it really just evolved over time.
I think I'm 23. I started when I was 7. I've done it many, many, many years. And I think it was always just what I knew. Mm-hmm. I tried one year. I was like, I'm going to play volleyball. But then I was like, that conflicts with my cheer schedule. I am not going to play volleyball.
A short-lived dream.
I also was terrible at sports. So, other than cheer. Cheer was the only thing I was good at. And I remember when we had to, at my high school, we had to do these projects, like your senior project of like something, community something. But we had to do this project. I remember I was like, I'm not going to do mine about cheer. Everyone just always thinks I'm all about cheer. I'm like, girl, you are. Like, just accept it.
Every project, like, throughout college, like, whatever, every single, like, creative paper I write is about cheer.
Yeah.
Every single research project is about cheer. Every single, like, topic where I have a little bit of freedom, I gave a speech in my communications class all about cheer.
Yeah.
It was a 7.5-minute speech about cheer. Apologies to the listeners, but
right. I wrote my college essay on cheer. Mm-hmm. I didn't get into college.
Ooh, cheer haters.
But it was because it was about getting to Summit for the first time. They don't care.
Like, how does this relate to anything?
You didn't actually climb a mountain, girl. It's a metaphor.
But you climbed.
I did.
You made the
It's
climb.
about the climb.
It's about the journey.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Okay. Are coaches truly understanding of burnout, or do they see it as weakness?
Interesting. Us specifically, I feel like we understand it.
Yes.
I feel like unless you've experienced it, well, no, not even experienced. I feel like if you've
been in cheer,
if you have been in cheer, if you have played a competitive sport, I feel like you'll understand the feeling.
Yeah, like even if we didn't actually experience it ourselves of like, I want to quit, I hate cheer. Mm-hmm. We've had friends that are like, I'm done.
And just the knowledge of what it is, and less like the signs of it, and like how harmful it can be for certain athletes.
Yeah.
And just like being aware of like the mental aspect of cheer, which I feel like a lot of people aren't. It's like some people only think about the physical. And, like, it is, I can't remember who said this. Someone said it was, like, 99% mental. Was that you?
It was
You were quoting Eddie Rios?
I was. 90% mental, 10% physical.
But if you don't, like, really look into that, then I feel like you wouldn't necessarily understand it.
I think as a coach, you should pull an athlete aside. I think I said that before, but, like, you should be the one to, like, pull the athlete aside and be like, what's going on?
You should be able to recognize a change in behavior.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like it's usually pretty drastic, in my opinion. You can tell, but.
Are parents sometimes too invested?
Yes.
Adding more pressure?
Yes. All of the above.
Yes.
But I don't think it's, like, obviously they're not trying to, like, harm their kid and, like, force, and, like, do it in a negative way. I think that it's sometimes just people don't think about it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, my kids, they're young, they're resilient, they can handle this type of stuff. And it's like, to a certain extent, but, like, they're still a human being.
Yeah.
And also I feel like if the parent didn't do cheer, they don't fully understand what goes into it mentally and physically.
Yeah. I think it's easy for a parent to see, like, or listen to their kid come out of practice and just, like, talk and stuff. And then, like, when a parent comes out of coach and it's, like, trying to say, like, well, my kid's not in this spot and she should be. I'm like, do you see her popping her pass every practice? Do you see her talking in the corner with her friends the whole practice? Like, you're not in practice.
Yeah.
You don't see what we see. Why are you coming at us? Like, you're the coach. Like,
right.
And I think that creates the pressure for the kid to be like, well, my mom's going in there. I gotta be on my best tip-top shape.
Yeah.
Coping strategies and prevention. How to set boundaries during the season.
Listen to your body.
Yeah.
When you're older. Obviously, that's not as easy to do when you're little.
Yeah.
But when you're older, listen to your body. If you need a break, you need to communicate to a coach you need a break, but also the reasoning for needing a break.
Yeah, that's another thing is there's a difference between genuinely needing a break and, like, being burnt out and tired and exhausted, and there's straight up being lazy and I don't want to do this last rep of conditioning. Why? I'm tired.
Yeah.
Are you tired because you've been conditioning? Or are there other factors in it?
Yeah.
So I think that's a big thing. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I think
that applies for coach and athlete.
Yeah. I think as a coach, don't overload your schedule. I may need to listen to myself with that, but that's okay.
I just started unloading my schedule.
Yeah, like if you are in the gym Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, take one day out of the week to be like, this is my day. There is no cheerleading. There is no privates. I don't coach a class. I don't have to be there. If you're like me, you take that day, but you still are doing things for your routine behind the scenes and talking about cheer, but that's me. Some people like to have a day of zero cheerleading. And for me, like, I make sure I don't do, like, privates or anything on the weekends because when comp season comes, it, like, hits so heavy and we're gone a lot of weekends. So I make sure my weekends are my weekends. Am I still on cheer Twitter? Yes. Am I still looking at things to add to our routine?
Are we still going to be doing
Yes.
This?
But
yes.
I'm not in the gym. I'm at home with my dog and my boyfriend or going to the beach or doing something. But that's just me.
Yeah. I had a crazy schedule for a little bit there. Mm-hmm. And I just started kind of unloading it. And now I have time for myself. And I'm much happier.
Yeah.
And I feel like I prevented not a burnout, but a crash out. Mm-hmm. I really prevented a crash out.
I think as an athlete, like, when I was younger, I wanted to go to open gym and do all the things. But my mom and dad, they would make me like, okay, you have to earn it then. Like, if you want, we used to have to pay for open gym. It was, like, $10 Friday open gyms.
Yeah.
And I would, like, collect quarters, like, around my room and stuff. And they were like, okay, you have to earn it. Like, that's up to you. Like, you can go, but that's your choice.
Yeah.
And so it, like, made it fun for me. Like, I earned going to the gym.
Mine was like do your homework and you can go.
Or like, see, I didn't. And maybe that's why I'm not in college. And you are.
Like if I stayed home from school because I was sick, I couldn't go to practice.
What?
So that's what would make me go to school.
So
is because that was the threat.
Yeah.
If I was genuinely sick, then like that was a different thing. But if my mom could tell that I was just like I really didn't want to go, she'd be like, "Fine, you can't go to cheer. You can't go to practice tonight." And I'm like, "I have to go to practice." She's like, "Looks like you have to go to school." That was
my dad would try that with me, and then I'd stay home, and my mom would take me to cheer.
Whatever.
But it's okay.
Yeah. We're gonna answer some questions from some questions people sent in to us.
Yeah, these are our questions. We always love questions, so send them in. What is your favorite routine or team you competed with?
Mine's easy. My favorite routine was Royal Army.
That was a good one. That was one of my favorites to watch.
It was also my super seniors, my last season competing thus far. And it was really fun. It was a really fun season.
Yeah. Mine was probably 2019. I was on Royalty and Rain, our senior 3 and our senior Open Code 4. And Open Code 4 was just fun because it was like a team with all the coaches. And then senior 3, we got really close as a team. And that was the first time I'd been on a team that scored a 98. And that was fun to do and be a part of. What's a weird flex you're unreasonably proud of?
I won NCAA in a different division than we competed the whole season. And I'm proud.
I'm proud of you, Rich. That was good to watch.
Yeah, we were senior 3, and then we went down to senior 2, a competition before NCAA. That way we could compete at level 2 at NCAA. But that was because they had the crossover rule. That wasn't because of, like, skill level or anything. It was just because they had the crossover rule. It had to be the same level.
A weird flex I'm unreasonably proud of is, honestly, this year, having a team of one person on there making level 2, or being level 2 before this year, and she didn't even compete at Summit, but making top 3 at Summit.
Yes.
Which I guess, it's not weird, but it's a flex, and I'm proud of it.
Weird to a non-cheerleader.
Yeah. We got a question. Are you going to have guest speakers? Yes. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Comment down below who you'd like to see. What are some common misconceptions about cheerleading? Definitely like the mix-up of like high school and all-star.
Yeah, we don't
use pom-poms. We don't scream.
Uh-huh.
We don't cheer for someone.
I don't think people understand routines. I think it's like dance and gymnastics put together. I'm like, no.
Those are two big ones. What's the most rewarding part of cheerleading as an athlete and as a coach?
Ooh. Okay.
Shout out to Jazzy. She asked a lot of these questions.
Most rewarding as an athlete. Well, I would say I'm sorry, there's cat hair in my mouth. I would say doing well at a competition, because then it feels like it's worth it. Mm-hmm. Like, doing well, it feels like the dedication to the sport was worth it. Not that it isn't if you don't win, but it's just like I don't know, it's a different feeling. And then as a coach, having your team, again, do well and being able to be like, I don't know, sometimes I like get in my head, I'm like, if like I don't know, like I'm like, these parents are gonna hate me if their kids lose all season, and they're gonna blame me for it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if we do good, then like I don't know, it reassures me that like I'm doing the right thing and like I'm not an idiot. You know?
Yeah. As an athlete, I think just like you said, like doing well at competitions with your team. Mm-hmm. That's the goal. That's always the end goal. I think as a coach, for me, when a kid can walk out of a practice or private or anything and say they gained something or learned something, like not just a skill, like confidence, love, kindness, or when a parent tells me that like their kid, how much their kid has grown, like
I love getting those texts.
Yes.
And they're like, she's doing so much better.
Yeah, just the kid's growth and knowing you had a part in that, whether big or small.
Again,
that's a big
reassurance
thing
that you're not stupid and you do in fact know what you're doing.
Maybe. What is your take on the future of cheer, and how do you think it will evolve?
Ooh, that's a deep one.
I think hopefully with this pro cheer thing, I think it can go very far. I do hope one day it's in the Olympics. I think we deserve as much recognition as a pickleball player and a golf player and a basketball player and every player there is. Mm-hmm. I think we deserve just as much recognition because we put in so much work, so much time, so much money.
Such a physical sport.
Yeah, so I hope one day it's in the Olympics. I hope this pro cheer thing gives these kids and young adults something to strive for other than just college cheer, because college is not in the cards for everybody, and that giving them something to strive for, that's not just college cheer, is something that's cool.
Not all colleges are the same as All-Star.
Right.
There are a few programs that have very competitive teams, but majority of them are very like collegiate.
Yeah.
You almost need, not need, but it's good to have like a high school cheer background when going into college cheer, just because that's like, there are sideline parts to it. It's not just competitive. So
I really do hope good comes out of this pro cheer, because I think it can be very beneficial for the young athletes, for something to strive, and for young coaches. Like maybe a young coach wants to go coach pro, and like that's something to strive for.
I also hope that we address the expenses side of cheerleading and why it needs to be this expensive, and why that drives a lot of people out of the sport is the expenses.
If you have any burnout comments, questions, concerns, theories, send them in.
Please, we'd love to hear them.
If you have any anonymous question or confessions you want to send in, send them in. Tell us how you handled your burnout.
I have a statistic.
Oh, and Dexter's here to listen.
This is okay. Female athletes have a 20% higher risk of burnout than male athletes.
Really?
Currently.
I'll let you sit on that one.
Right now.
Well, I hope you enjoyed.
With that being said, we hope you enjoyed this episode. What's episode 4?
Like I said, what?
It's episode 4.
Yeah. And like we said before, none of this is directed at anybody or any gym or any person.
Or any athlete.
Unless we said your name or said where it was from, none of this was directed. This was all just a general statement.
About burnout. Just educating the public and other cheer people about
and non-cheer people.
Burnout
Maybe
culture.
You're thinking about going to cheer and weighing the pros and cons, because there's pros and cons to everything. So,
there's burnout in every sport.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. You can listen to us on all streaming platforms.
Yay!
And we're about to reach 100 followers on Instagram.
Yay!
So follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. Yes. And send us questions, send us things you want to see.
Bye, y'all.